Guys and girls, it's Know It time! Know It time!
Today, I'm going to teach you the next part of graphing, and it's slightly easier. It's probably one of the easiest part of graphing there is, and this is called reciprocals. We are going to finish this chapter tomorrow. Wednesday is a review day.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Oh, sorry. Wednesday is a review day. Thursday will be your exam. Okay. Reciprocal graph. Hi.
We're not doing anything new tomorrow?
Tomorrow we just have one minor thing. One minor thing to do. That's it. Tomorrow double block. You're going to spend the first block doing some minor things, but most of the time is spent doing review. It's okay. So guys and gals, it's Know It time. Your favorite time of the day. 1. And today is brand new week. You waited a long time for this line. Toot, toot.
Yeah, then they skip Saturday, Sunday.
No, they skip on Monday and Tuesday. They go to Wednesday.
This is what you had last week. 7 days later. You waited a long time for this. 1.
Where's one? Where'd you put one?
2.
That's it? That doesn't even make a difference.
Sure it does. 3. Wow. Is this worth it, the 8 days you waited? Okay.
3 lines for 8 days.
3 lines, come.
Make it 4.
Oh, please. So guys and gals, reciprocal graphs. Now, before I start, I'm going to show you where people make mistakes on this stuff. Reciprocal really means, for example, have y equals to... Wait.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Y equals f of x. Your reciprocal is going to be y equals to 1 over f of x.
No way.
That's the reciprocal. Reciprocal means I flip them. And 99% time, there's going to be a 1 on top. Okay? Keep it simple. The key to working with the reciprocal graph is to understand what a reciprocal does. And I'm going to use some basic numbers. Let's use number 10. Okay? I want you to do reciprocal of 10 for me. And I'm going to work with 100. And I'm going to work with my favorite movie, 300. A great movie, if you haven't seen that. Guys, gals. So this is going to be 0.1. Okay, very simple. 0.01. Again, there's no tricks. And again, 1 divided by 300. 0.00333, so on and so on. So, what can you conclude? As the numbers get bigger,
The decimal gets smaller.
yep, as the numbers get bigger, the reciprocals get smaller. One sentence that can either make you or break you on the reciprocals, and this is it right here. It's a very easy concept. Reciprocals get smaller. Okay, and I just proved that using some basic numbers. I'm going to put a little bubble around this. This is the key to doing reciprocals. One sentence, that's it. Now, let's work vice versa. 0.1. I want you to do reciprocal of each number, 0.001. And right now in my bank account, I have the reciprocal of 0.000004. That's my bank account size right now in rupees. Your task is to figure out. This is going to be 10. Okay. The reciprocal of 0.0001. Monica, what do you get? Sorry? Sorry, I didn't hear your number. Which is what is your answer? No, not 1 over 10,000. It's just
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
Next one. 1 over 0.00004, whatever that number is, and divided by 0.00000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
500,000.
4. That's going to be 2.5 million rupees,
How do you figure that out?
which is worth about $2. I'm kidding. Sorry? I did the reciprocal, which is 1 over 0.0000014. So for each one of these, I did the reciprocal. And the key thing is, the smaller the number, the larger the reciprocal. The smaller the number,
Wouldn't it be 2 million? Okay.
smaller the number, the larger the reciprocal. Okay, again, very basic idea. The reciprocal. And one last number I want you to do reciprocal of. 0.
Isn't it just 0?
Find it. What's the reciprocal of 0?
You can't divide by 0.
Ah, good one. Star. Write this down.
What is it for 0 then?
Oh, no. Reciprocal of 0 is undefined. Un- or no solution. Undefined, or basically no solution. You cannot have a reciprocal of 0. This is key. So 3 concepts. The larger the number, the smaller the reciprocal, and vice versa. If you have a 0, there would be no solution. I'm going to give you a graph. Keep it simple. I'm going to give you a classic one that every teacher will teach you first of all, and this is a parabola. Or some you call it parabola. Okay, my parabola looks messy. Let's redo. This is y equals to f of x. Again, I keep it simple. That's y equals to f of x. They will ask you, graph, y equals to 1 over f of x. Okay, just wait, the whole thing is just loading up. I pressed the wrong button by accident.
Is that a quiz today?
Yep. There we go. So graph 1 over f of x. Now, here is my steps to success. Steps. Whoop. Yep. Steps to success. When you work with these steps, double C, double S, and you'll always succeed. 1.
I just gotta write the graph.
1. First thing you should always look for is find your asymptotes. Find your asymptotes. And this, I'm going to write a little star beside this. This is where your graph hits 0. So guys, gals, find where the graph hits 0, put a dot at those 2 points right now. It hits 0 right here.
Put it on the X.
Yep, or on the x-axis right here. And we just did this. The reciprocal of 0 is no solution. If it's no solution, we're going to draw in a imaginary little vertical bar, saying this is our asymptote. Okay? That means there's no solution right here. Means you can't have any line cutting through there. Okay? That's what the 0 represents. Because when we did the reciprocal 0, there's nothing. So draw a line right through. That's step 1. Very, very basic. Very, very simple. Step 2. This is going to be a bit tricky. Choose the highest and lowest point for each piece. Take the reciprocal of those points. Reciprocal of those points. We're going to choose the highest and lowest points for each piece. We're going to take the reciprocal of those points. So guys, if I look at this graph, when I draw on my asymptote, it breaks this graph up into 3 pieces right now. I'm going to do it in different colors for you. One is the yellow piece right here. It breaks up also into another piece right here, the blue piece. And finally, it breaks up into the green piece. The asymptote, what it does is it chops up my graph into 3 pieces. That's all there is to it. I'm going to start with the yellow piece, and this is where step 2 kicks in. It says choose the highest and lowest point for each piece. I want you to imagine, choose any point up here you like, and just put a little imaginary dot. Put a little imaginary dot right here. We'll call that the highest point. I don't know what the number is. Choose some really, really insane high number right now, because I didn't give you a grid.
6,000.
6,000. Take the reciprocal of 6,000. Would you agree it's going to be somewhere down here?
Sure.
Somewhere close to 0 but never touches 0. So we're going to put a point right here. And we're going to say that's the reciprocal right there. See, I did the reciprocal of some large number. It's going to be somewhere right down there. Now, I want you to choose a low point. Somewhere really, really close to 0. It doesn't matter what number it is. I'm going to say this is my point I chose. Okay? We'll call that point 0001. Take the reciprocal of that point and see where it lies. It's going to be somewhere up here. Would you agree? I don't know where it is yet. Just somewhere up here. Put a dot up there. If we keep doing this, let's say you have more and more points, I'm going to put in imaginary points right here. You're going to get something that looks like this. So we're going to draw in our graph right now. From up here, and we're just going to connect all those points together.
I don't understand how you get those points.
How do you get those points? Reciprocals.
Under high.
Okay, I'm going to do this again. Choose a point up here. Somewhere really, really high. Okay? We're only going to work with the y coordinates. Choose. So give me what do you think this coordinate is going to be, Grumpy? Give me a guess. 5, comma, let's say 20, agree? If you're going to do the reciprocal 5, comma 20, you're only going to do the reciprocal of the y coordinate. So this point up here will be somewhere down here, agree? Because the larger the number, the smaller the reciprocal. So we'll reach 0 but never touch 0. Now we're going to choose a low number. Take the reciprocal of that, you know it's going to be somewhere up here. So now we're going to draw a nice smooth sketch connecting those 2 points. I want you to do the same thing for the green side, guys. Choose one really high number somewhere up here, and choose one small number. And imagine what those reciprocal points will be. Let's say I chose this number right here. It's going to be some large number. I don't know what it is. We're going to imagine you can take the reciprocal of that point, and it's going to be back somewhere down here. Okay. I don't know where it is. I'm going to put just a tiny dot right there. Choose a number really, really close to 0, anywhere you like. Take the reciprocal of this point. It's going to be somewhere up here. Draw a nice curve that connects those 2 dots right now. A very, very nice curve that connects those 2 dots.
The reciprocals, right?
Yep, reciprocals right here.
Bottom is just gonna be like upside down.
Ah, I'm going to let you figure out what the bottom is. I'm going to tell you this point right now is going to be... Ooh.
Oh.
Oh. I'm going to say at this point... Oh. I don't know what's going on with my computer today. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes.
25.
Doo-doo. I think it went back. Yeah. Undo. There we go. So, imagine. Figure out what the bottom is on your own. I'm going to pause it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose a point farthest away from 0. Let's say this point. Agree? So let's put a dot here. Oh, I don't want to touch it. This point is going to be somewhere up here, the reciprocal. So this point, now I'm going to choose a point really, really close to 0. Somewhere here. The reciprocal of this point, would you agree, is going to be somewhere down here. I don't know where down there it is. Because a point really, really close to 0 has a really large reciprocal. I'm going to do the same for this side. Choose a point somewhere really, really close to 0, maybe here. And take the reciprocal of that point, see where it lies.
So wait, is the point close to 0 the smaller one?
Yep.
So
Well, it makes no difference. You're going to choose one close to 0 and one farthest away from 0. That's all you have to work with. Yep. And then we're going to draw a nice curve.
Put your middle point behind
Well,
it.
how do you know where to have the?
You don't.
The smaller. No.
You don't.
It's just a reciprocal of the high
Reciprocal.
point, low point.
So guys, so when I draw my graph, I'm going to erase the original one. The original one, this is gone now. So the reciprocal looks exactly like that. So you have 3 lines, and that's your reciprocal. 1, 2, and
That would be your answer.
that's your answer. I'm going to give you another one for you to practice because you're lost.
Like numbers.
I want you, so you can't use numbers for now. I want you to practice with concepts.
Wait,
Do we have to erase
I still see number 2.
Sorry?
Do we have to erase the first one?
No, you don't, but I just highlighted it on another pen. Try this for me, please. Again, it's all based on concepts. Okay. Here is your graph. What if I give you this? And I'm going to use numbers this time, just to see.
Are there the only 2 steps we need to know?
That's it. I'm going to give you some numbers this time. Let's say this is... No, I'm going to make this a bit bigger.
So I'll draw it.
And let's say this is going to be... Up here, I'm going to say is 1, dead on. This here is -2. There's a reason I'm going to use these points. Guys, gals, this is y equals to f of x. Your job is to graph y equals to 1 over f of x. The best way to do it is do it on the same grid. It helps you out. I'm going to pause it. At the bat, I know it crosses the x-axis right here. So I'm going to draw in my vertical asymptote. Okay, keep it simple. My vertical asymptote is right there. Now, a lot of you are lost. They say, Mr. What do I do? I have 2 pieces, the yellow piece and the blue piece. I'm going to start with the yellow piece first. Here's where it gets a bit tricky. We're going to choose a point closest to 0, anywhere you like. So I'm going to choose a point right here. I'm going to say this point is my closest to 0 point. Find the reciprocal of that piece right now. If you do the reciprocal somewhere up here, some of you ask Mr. where? It doesn't really matter where.
Oh, so you just gotta know that it's down there.
It's going to be up there. Smaller it is, higher it is.
But,
Oh, it's clicking. Do the light bulb, guys. No, there's no light bulb.
I don't know.
So now, I choose the number closest to 0, then I choose the number farthest away from 0. But if you look at this, this is a horizontal line. So in other words, all these points are farthest away from 0. So choose any point on here you like. Doesn't matter where. And I know this number is 1. The reciprocal of 1 is also 1. So if no matter where I go, would you agree, all this point stays the exact same thing. So I have 3 points now. 1, 2, 3. Draw a nice curve connecting those 3 points.
Does it have to be a curve?
Curve or a line?
Line, curve, potato, potato. See, this is going to be a horizontal line still. There's only one way.
Wait,
And then
why did you choose 2 points for that?
it goes up, 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 and away. And I go like that.
So does it matter if you curve it, or does it have to be like equal?
No, you can do whatever you like.
You know, for the one, why did you choose 2 points? I thought you
Why? Because if I realize this is horizontal line. I'm just saying that no matter what I do on this line, it's be another horizontal line.
Okay.
Guys and gals, I want to use the same logic for this piece on the bottom. Okay? I choose a point close to 0. As close to 0 as I can make it. I'm going to choose, let's say, this point. Find the reciprocal of that point. Where is it? Somewhere down here. I don't know where it is down there. I just know it's somewhere down there. And I choose a number farthest away from 0. It's going to be this horizontal line. And be careful, I'm giving you numbers this time. This is -2. So the reciprocal of -2 has to be -1/2. So this is going to be up here. So now, guys and gals, I have a horizontal line right there. It's going to somehow...
Wouldn't that line be half itself? Because
Nope.
the rule, -2 plus 1 divided by 2.
Hi. So my line
Isn't your central line -half?
is like that. But it never crosses the asymptote. Because the asymptote means there cannot be anything at 0. That's my definition.
A straight line that you made, the horizontal line.
Hi.
Isn't that just because the reciprocal is bottom of the line? So, you gotta like.
Hi. So guys and gals, I'm going to give you a super no question. Let's see how many of you
So no, can you go back on the
can get this question correct. I want you to graph the reciprocal of this graph. You get one shot. One time for your mind. Parabola, the deadliest math virus there is. This is a 1. Good luck. That's your super no question. I'm going to pause it. Here we go. First thing, I notice there's no x-intercept. So right off the bat, this is one whole piece right here. If there's no x-intercept, this is one whole entire piece. So I choose the point closest to 0. And the point closest to 0, which you agree, is going to be this point right here. That point, which is 1. The reciprocal 1 is also 1. Then, I choose a point farthest away from 0, somewhere up here. And let's say I put a point right here. The reciprocal of this point, I don't know where it is. But I just know it's close to 0. I do the exact same thing on this side, because there's really 2 arms. And would you agree, this would be something like here. And first mistake I noticed some people made was they drew like this. You can't draw like this because you're saying it's touching 0. Reciprocals never ever touch 0. So your graph has to go start from really, really close to 0, rises up, 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 and touch the highest point. Once it touches the highest point, it goes back down, down to Chinatown.
I have a question.
Question.
Isn't that highest point on 0?
Highest point? Are we talking about this point?
Yeah, 1.
Nope, the reciprocal of 1 is 1. No, we're talking about 0 as in the y value 0, not x equals to 0. Okay? So guys and gals, that is how you work with the reciprocals. Is it that hard? No, not really. Your work. Oh, by the way, what if I make it something more complex? Oh, Mister, no, I know, life is hard. What if I give you this? Y equals to f of x. They're going to ask you graph. We're not simply graphing y equals to 1 over 2f negative x. Again, this is like that absolute value.
Do you just do the
You do, instead of doing inside, we're going to do underneath. Just like absolute values. So when you work with reciprocals, you work with underneath. Same thing as inside. Okay. After you do underneath, guess what you're going to do? Reciprocal. Just like absolute values. So this is reciprocal.
And then you're gonna do over top.
And then you're going to do what's left, which is nothing.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I'm going to give you a question. Turn to page 23. Right now. Page 23. You're going to look at the last graph on page 23. Okay. I'm going to just load it up for you. And that